Chapter 39. The Viper's Veil. The streets of Elther twisted like veins through the city's bloated underbelly, slick with evening mist and the refuse of 1,000 desperate souls. Lanterns flickered in the gloom, casting elongated shadows that danced like spectres across cobblestones worn smooth by the boots of beggars and nobles alike. The air hung heavy with the tang of unwashed bodies, cheap incense from Calith's street shrines, and the faint, acrid bite of starshatter smoke seeping from alley dens. Whores in threadbare silks flashed gap-toothed smiles at passing soldiers, their laughter brittle as they bartered flesh for scraps, while merchants hawked withered fruits and cursed trinkets from carts creaking under false hopes. The distant pulse of the star shrine throbbed like a wound in the night, drawing cultists and schemers to its glow. But in these fringes, life was a grind. Taxes bleeding the poor dry, whispers of flayed dissenters keeping eyes down and mouths shut. Leora Darrell moved through it all like a shadow given form, her raven-black hair loosened from its courtly braids, swaying like a whipcord as she strode toward the palace gates. At 24, she was a blade wrapped in silk, porcelain skin kissed by sunlight, high cheekbones shadowing deep violet eyes that missed nothing, her subtle armor hidden beneath flowing robes laced with hidden poisons and knives. She was Princess Irin's silent dagger, a ghost in the viper's nest of Elther's court, fluent in tongues and treachery, her loyalty a chain forged in shared secrets, and a vision of a throne remade. A rough voice slithered from the alley mouth ahead, halting her mid-step. 3 figures emerged from the fog, muggers, their faces scarred and twisted, blades glinting in the lantern light. The leader, a hulking brute with a notched ear and breath reeking of cheap ale, leered, his dagger twirling lazily. "Well, look at this. Pretty bird wandering the wrong nest. Hand over the silks, the jewels, or we'll carve 'em off you, slowly." His cronies chuckled, one licking cracked lips, the other shifting his weight, a rusted knife in his grip. Leora paused, her violet eyes flicking over them with mild amusement, as if they were street performers stumbling through a bad act. A faint smile curled her lips, humorous, almost pitying. She adjusted her robe's cuff, revealing a glimpse of etched leather beneath, but made no move for her hidden blades. "Gentlemen," she said, her voice smooth as poisoned wine, laced with a courtly lilt that mocked their grime, "you mistake me for prey. How quaint! Do carry on with your evening. I have an appointment." The leader's face twisted in confusion, then rage. "Bitch thinks she's funny. Grab her!" He lunged, dagger thrusting low, his cronies flanking, one swinging a club high, the other slashing at her side. Leora didn't flinch. Her body moved like liquid shadow, a fluid sidestep evading the dagger's point by a hair's breadth, her hand snapping out in a precise strike, fingers jabbing the leader's throat, crushing his windpipe with a wet crunch. He gasped, clutching his neck, eyes bulging as he dropped. The club wielder swung wide and she ducked, her knee driving into his groin with brutal force, a sickening pop echoing as he howled, crumpling. The last mugger slashed wildly, panic in his eyes, but Leora twisted, her elbow cracking his nose in a spray of blood, then swept his legs, sending him sprawling. She finished him with a heel to the temple, the crack final, his body twitching once before stilling. She straightened, brushing a speck of blood from her robe, her smile unchanged, humorous, detached, as if dispatching 3 men was no more than swatting flies. "Predictable," she murmured, stepping over the bodies without a glance, continuing toward the palace as if the interruption had been a mild inconvenience. The streets swallowed her, the distant star shrine's pulse, a beacon guiding her steps. The palace gates loomed, guarded by armored sentinels in blackened steel, their eyes wary under visored helms. Leore slipped through with a nod, her presence known but unseen, a ghost in Erin's employ. She ascended spiraling stairs to the princess's chambers, the walls etched with fading runes of Calith's light, the air heavy with the queen's star-shatter haze drifting from nearby halls. Erin awaited her in a chamber of velvet drapes and star-gem lanterns, her raven hair unbound, grey eyes sharp as daggers beneath a simple circlet. The princess paced her silk gown whispering, tension coiling her frame like a bowstring. "Leore," she said, voice low, urgent. "What news from the shadows?" Leore bowed slightly, her violet eyes meeting Erin's without deference, a bond of equals forged in secrecy. "Vorin weaves his web tighter, my lady. He presented a vision to your father, fabricated, laced with star-shatter illusions, depicting a star-scarred outsider as Krindar's harbinger, a boy from beyond our world, bound for the Stormspire. Aelthir mobilizes forces, his paranoia ignited. Vorin urges a ritual sacrifice, children from Bitter Roots trade, to empower the Star Shrine, claiming it will seal the kingdom's borders. Your brother Baelor guards the shrine, drunk on glory, while the queen fades deeper into her haze." Erin's jaw clenched, her eyes flashing with fury. "Vorin's a serpent, poisoning father's mind. This boy, Dylan they call him, his scars match the prophecies I've studied in Zitharan texts. The star vessel reborn to shatter or restore the gods' balance. If Vorin claims him, the shrine becomes his throne." She stopped pacing, turning to Leore, resolve hardening her features. "You must go, my blade. Find this Dylan before Yans's shadow dragons or father's troops. Aid him to the Stormspire, learn his truths. He may be the key to breaking this court's chains." Leore's smile was faint, predatory. "As you command, my lady, but the Bloodwild's no court dance. Beasts, bandits, and gods' whims. If the boy's as marked as they say, he'll draw shadows." Erin placed a hand on Leore's shoulder, her voice fierce. "That's why I send you my silent dagger sharper than any. Take what you need, poisons, blades, a swift mount. Return with him or his secrets, and we turn the tide against Father and Vorin's rot." Leore nodded, her violet eyes gleaming. "The Viper's court will bleed, my lady. For you?" She slipped from the chamber like smoke, the palace's shadows her domain, her path now north to the Bloodwild, where Dylan's trail awaited, a scarred boy hunted by kings and gods alike. In the throne room below, Vorin Thal stood alone, his ironwood staff humming, his wild beard twitching as he gazed into a scrying pool of starlit water. The surface rippled, revealing glimpses. Dylan fleeing the Vale, his scars blazing, Vare limping through Aelthir's streets, gold in hand. Erin's chamber, her words to Leore faint but damning. Vorin's lips curled in a shadow smile, his hypnotic rasp a whisper to the empty hall. "The pieces move, but the board is mine. The vessel comes and the shrine will crown a true god." His staff flared, the pool darkening as Vailoria's web tightened, its threads of betrayal and ambition drawing ever closer to the Stormspire's jagged peaks.